Hi, this is Mrs. Brusca, and this is a tutorial on note-taking with NoodleTools. Remember, NoodleTools not only helps you do your works cited, but it helps you keep you organized and work on your note cards. So let's open up our project, go to the dashboard, and I'm going to go to Works Cited. I see my sources that I've put in now. Now it's time to start taking notes. Just choose which one you want to start with. Go over to the right-hand column where it says Note Cards, and this is going to be where you click to create the new note card. Notice the numbers are 0 right now because I haven't started, but as I create, those numbers are going to change. All right, before I start that note card though, I need to open up the actual source. So click View Live Web Page here on the left-hand side, and it brings me back to the article that I saved. If there's a problem and you don't get back to the article, something happened with your URL, you have to go in and edit your citation. But mine worked. Here I am. I need to read it now. This is where you really have to sit down and start reading your source material. And you should have your organizer, your research organizer out beside you, so because you're looking for those research questions. What is it do I have to answer in this paper? So now I'm going to pretend that I've read the article, and these first few paragraphs deal with social movements in the 1910s, and that's something that I need to speak about in my paper. So I'm going to highlight just these few paragraphs about social movements, and I'm going to click Copy. Now when I go back out to NoodleTools, now I'm ready to click New Note Card. This is the virtual new note card that pops up. I'm going to paste right here where it says direct quotation that information from my source. So on the left-hand side always goes the information from the source. On the right-hand side here, I'm going to click bullets, and this is where I take the information on the left-hand side and explain it to myself on the right in my own words. Notice also up at the top, the source information is already on this note card. I don't have to worry about remembering where did I get this from. This will help me with my in-text citations. The page numbers, you only put a page number if you're working with a book source. So just remember also, if you're working with a book source, you're not going to have a left-hand side of the card. There's nothing that you could virtually copy and paste. You're going to have the book open in front of you, and you're going to just take notes directly here on the right-hand side. The title up here on the top is in red because you cannot save without a title. You have to give it a title. So my title, once you read that little bit of information, I'm going to give it the title of Social Movements. Just something very short that I'm able to tell at a glance what this is about. I'm going to hit save. You could always go back in and keep on taking notes and editing it, but right now I'm just going to hit save. Notice that number has now changed to 1. I have a note card for my source. So now I want to do another one because I want to go further in that source. Here's my note card. I got the note card ready. Now I go back out to my source, and now I have to scroll down and see what's the next thing I want to take notes on. And I'm realizing down here that they're talking about games and pastimes and amusements of the 1910s. So I'm going to have a note card on bridge. Here we go. I'm going to copy and paste that information, go back out to NoodleTools. Remember, paste on the left-hand side. The right-hand side is where I'm going to start to take notes, put it in my own words. And this note card I'm going to entitle Games, Dash, and then Bridge, because maybe there'll be some other games that I learn about. And then I'm going to hit save. Just before I do, just 1 second on my ideas down here. You don't have to use this section if you don't want to, but this is exactly what it says. Any ideas that you come across, questions that you want to ask your teacher, or further questions that you want to research. Some students will put direct quotations that they want to put in their paper from up here down here as a reminder, and they'll write a note to themselves, use highlighted sentence directly in my paper as a direct quotation, whatever works for you, or leave it blank. But the most important part is the paraphrase here on the right hand side. This is what your teacher is going to look at. Click save. Now that number has changed to 2. Now I want to see all the note cards that I've been creating. I go up here way at the top where it says note cards. This is the only time I go to the note cards tabletop, is when I've done creating them and I want to look at them. Everything else gets done through the works cited. This is your virtual tabletop. Anytime you create note cards, they start here on the left-hand side in this holding area, and you have to take them and drag them out to your tabletop. This is your area to start to organize your note cards. Now notice I have one note card, social movements. When I hold the mouse over it, that pops up. You can see a little bit more about it. Then I have one on games. If I have another note card on social movements or games, just remember you cannot name two note cards the same exact name. So maybe one would be games dash and whatever the name of the game is. Don't just call it games. Even with social movements, maybe I'll have social movements 2. You know, if I end up with another note card about social movements. So just remember that cannot have the same name. But now I start to organize my note cards on the tabletop. Put note cards that go together near each other. I can start forming columns, however you want to do it. Down here is my bird's eye view of my tabletop. This is good to know about because occasionally, for whatever reason, these things get shifted, and notice if I shift them off, I don't see them, and you're going to have a moment of panic. Where did my note cards go? And if I look in the bird's eye view, I see that the note cards are off the tabletop. It's out of that rectangle, so all I have to do is just drag them back down with my mouse. Here on the right hand side is the outline. This is where you could begin to organize your note cards into an outline for your paper. So you're going to see your main topics begin to grow here and say, well, I have a lot on social movements, games. Maybe that's going to be a whole topic and subtopic in my paper. And as you fill this in, you can drag and drop the note cards that match. So your paper will really be written from this view right here. If you do the outline, you can write it right from the outline. If not, you're going to be doing it right from here because each note card has your own words on it already and it has the source information. So it makes your job a lot easier when it's time to sit down and write the paper. So good luck. As always, if you have any questions, please see your librarians or the help here right on NoodleTools. There's some great help tutorials also. Thank you.